the evaporation of the claim that evangelicals were going to have a difficult time lining up behind Romney. Does this now then mean that, and his desire to try to keep things focused on the economy and not on social issues, does this now mean that he does not necessarily need to reach out to the evangelical base of the party for a vice presidential running mate?
Well, I don't know that he has to have an evangelical, but he has to have someone who's pro-life. That's sort of a non-negotiable. I think that evangelicals would be perfectly fine with a non-evangelical as long as they're pro-life.
But how socially conservative do they need to be?
That's the litmus test.
I'm sorry?
That's the litmus test, abortion.
You have to be, this is not unlike the Democrats the Democrats are not going to pick a pro-life candidate.
Right.
I mean, you have to make, you can't put it in their, you can't put a stick in their eye. Mm-hmm. That's why John McCain was never going to get Joe Lieberman as his running mate, much as he wanted him in 2008. The Republican convention would have said, what, are you crazy? He's a moderate, liberal, pro-choice Democrat? No, no, no. And that's what but he certainly does not have to pick somebody who the Family Research Council and the hardcore social right is going to say, that's our guy. Just, he's good enough, or she's good enough.
So who then has to get mobilized? If this is a mobilizational election, and this is, we're talking about an election that's going to be targeting a very, very small slice of the electorate, who is it that has to get mobilized, and what is it that is going to be the focus of that mobilization?
Well, Republicans need to be mobilized. Turnout was down in the Republican primaries across the country. And the enthusiasm gap, which had favored Republicans in 2010, has reversed, and now Democrats are more enthusiastic about, and I think the Republican primary played a very big role in generating enthusiasm among Democrats about voting in the election. So at a minimum, you've got to make sure you get your Republicans out. And there may be an issue with evangelicals around that. Not so much that they want to vote for someone different, but they're just not that excited about coming out for him, especially because they don't really trust him on the social issues. I mean, on the contraception thing was so interesting. It was the Blunt Amendment. And he said, why are we talking about birth control? Why can't married couples use birth control? And then, like an hour later, oh, no, if you were talking about the Blunt Amendment, I'm for that, right? So he sort of realized he's actually expressed his true feelings and then had to reverse himself.